Hi, welcome to Joe Harmon's audition tape for TEDx Colorado Springs. When I do it live, I won't have my notes, of course, and hopefully up on the wall there'll be a Prezi to lead us through this, a PowerPoint on steroids. Okay, here we go. I was in a group that met in a UU church in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We weren't really welcome out in the community. We had to meet in the UU church. And they put us in the basement, down the hall, away from the children. This was an Eastern Studies discussion group. Now in Chattanooga, I had a friend and she was asked to come to a yoga class. And her answer was, "Oh, I can't do yoga, I'm a Christian." So that was the setting. In our discussion group, we studied different things each week. One week it might be Hinduism, one week Buddhism, one week Taoism. I remember this one week very specifically. We were talking about Buddhism, and they brought up the concept of right livelihood. And when they said that, I just hung my head, because you instinctively know what it means. And at the time, I owned a promotional products business. And a lot of the stuff that we produced just went to, it was landfill fodder. So no offense if anyone in here is in promotional products. But I vowed at that time that for the rest of my life, no matter what I did, I would engage in right livelihood to as big a degree as I could. And I'm going to ask you today to take that same vow. So the theme of TEDx this year is to be of service. Right livelihood is the same as to be of service. The Buddhists have this thing they call the Eightfold Path. It has right thought, right speech, right intention, right action, right livelihood. So that's what we're going to talk about today. The current phrase for right livelihood is social enterprise. Colorado Springs is gaining some recognition as being a city known for social enterprise. But this concept goes way back. Plato, in his cave parable, it's in the Republic, he mentioned that once a person gains an understanding of what's going on, they should go back down into the cave and serve others. The Buddhist concept for that is a bodhisattva. Once you reach enlightenment, you don't just go out on your own, you go back and you serve others. Some examples I know of in my life. I knew a great man named Dave Morris. He owned a flooring company in Dalton, Georgia, which is the carpet capital of the world. Mohawk, Shaw, chances are your carpet came from one of those companies. But Dave Morris owned a little $20 million flooring company. He would win out contracts against Shaw and Mohawk because he engaged in right livelihood. He was a social enterprise. 95% of his workforce were persons with disabilities. He's a very honorable man. I was glad to know him. Here in town, Aspen Point, Seeds Cafe. Awesome, right? There's no other place I'd rather pay the bill than Seeds Cafe. So when they poll people and they ask them, while you're here living your silly little life on this planet, what do you most want to do? And the most common answer is, I want to make a difference. Colorado Springs is striving to be a city that makes a difference. A city that makes a difference with social enterprise. We have great leadership. Jonathan Liebert at the BBB is leading the way for us, and I would like us all to come on board. So Colorado Springs over the years has been ranked number 2 in a lot of different things. We've been the number 2 fittest city. We've been the number 2 place to live. We've been number 2 in advanced degrees. Number 2 in restaurants. We're number 2 in lightning strikes. And we're number 2 in witches. But it's the good kind of witches. You know, like the ones that eat it yerba mate. I would like to see us be number one in social enterprise. Yes? That's doable. We can do that. So what can you do to be of service? What can you do to engage in right livelihood? What can you do to turn your greedy little business into a social enterprise business? Let's talk about some ideas. You could take your staff in mid-May, buy 100 tomato plants, and go plant tomato plants for elderly people, the kind of people where a tomato plant makes a big difference in their life. You could give your staff 4 paid days off a year to go do good in the world. And you hype that up on social media, recognize your people internally. If you're lucky like me and you can choose your customers, choose clients that do good in the world and price them very fairly, right? You can start programs where your staff and your clients can give cell phones for battered women. Maybe you create a scholarship fund. Maybe you pick up trash. So get your staff together and have a social enterprise brainstorm. Let them drive the boat. Let them decide how they want to give back, and then you support that. You can give a discount if your customers bring in a canned good for care and share. A simple thing makes a big difference. You can hire a person with disabilities. Yes? You can hire an African American. You can hire a woman and pay her really well. Hire a single mom. If you're an Asian company, lower your standards and hire a white person. Just kidding. So we've started hashtag Springs Social Enterprise. We have a Facebook group. It's going to be on social media. I want to see you there. I want you to help create that for us. We lost a person this year, Muhammad Ali. He was a hero of mine. I cried. And I have a poem in honor of Ali to encourage us to engage in social enterprise. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You don't have to be a king or Mahatma Gandhi to help your city be the compassionate place to be. Thank you.